guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight I wanted to talk to you about something that is very big and it's very significant for you, and also to give it to you so you can put it in your back pocket so that going out through the year, you know, as your birthday is coming around, if you're thinking, yeah, I would really like to get a look at this outline of what the year looks like for me, that you have the chance to do it. Now, of course, I want to tell you first and foremost, it's really important that you have your own full chart done and kind of have some understanding of what's going on in that, either because you've had it interpreted or you did it and you understand it yourself. But it makes this solar return chart so much more beneficial to you and easier to understand. So we're going to talk about the solar return. Sometime you'll hear it called the solar revolution. And basically what it is it's like, you know, around your birthday, you'll hear me and other people say in videos, yay, it's your birthday, use that birthday energy to propel you forward. Really good stuff because it's a very potent time. But basically what is happening when we have this solar return is that it's the time that we're going to look at when the sun reaches the exact and precise degree and minute that your natal sun was at. So they're connecting and it's this shared energy. And you know how sometimes around your birthday you can just feel like, woo, vitality, yay. And other times you can feel really, really drained, right? Really exhausted. That is a direct result of this connection that's happening because I'm telling you, it's potent energy. It's streaming out, it's streaming towards you. And really, at the time of your solar return, that's the time that you want to set these birthday wishes. You want to make them. You want to put these intentions out there because it's your new year, right? It's your personal new year for you to start off on different footing, correct the things that need to be corrected, and so on and so forth. So, when we look at this solar return, like I said, it can be called the solar revolution. But the other thing that I think is really, really important about the difference between a solar return and your flat natal chart is that your natal chart is the snapshot of the energy imprint, which is the energy that came into your body, into your sky when you took your first human breath, right? And that's for your entire life, okay? That's what your full chart does. But then when we look at a solar return, it's telling us what the energy imprint looks like for the next year of your life. So it's literally the outline for the next year of the things that are coming, your phases of development, your next chapter in your life, all of those things. So it's a one-year look as opposed to a lifetime look at it. Why this is so significant and important is because when you're looking at it just a year at a time to kind of see what's coming, we're going to look at any of the aspects that are going to be made to your sun, to your solar return sun, right? We're going to look at that. We're going to look at any aspects it's making to the world outside of there. Now, one difference that we're going to do when we're doing this kind of chart, or an astrologer or yourself, whoever does this chart, is that we're not going to cast it based on your birthplace. We're going to cast it based on right where you are at the time that you're having your solar return, because that's where your new energy imprint is going to be. For example, for me, okay, when I was born in Colorado, but when I cast my solar return chart for this last year, I was actually in another state. So I cast from there. That's exactly what I did. And I tell you what, I have visited throughout the year. I visited that place over and over and over again, and I would have never gone there. It was not on my list of places to ever visit, but I grew so much from that place and did so much learning. So we cast from exactly where you are because that's where the new energy imprint is going to be coming from. And sometimes you can really see this in a chart. I cast for another person who was born in the States, and at the time we cast her solar return, she was in another country, and that country for the rest of the year had an impact on her as well. So wherever you're at is where we're going to cast from, and it usually ends up being something pretty significant or having a significant meaning later in life for you or throughout the year. Now, the other thing that we look at in terms of the backdrops and stuff like that make it so significant and so important is that we're going to look at the houses as well. You know what I mean? A part of that outline. Where is all of this madness and where is all this joy and where is all this growth going to be happening at? Because it's very different. If you have, let's say you have the sun in your first house in your natal chart, right? Okay, well, throughout your lifetime, you are really going to shed a whole bunch of light. You're going to grow a lot. You're going to just really be on par with first house things about self-identity, things like that for your entire lifetime, right? However, if we're casting your solar return chart, we want to look at the house that it's in there too, because if it is in your first house, then for the next year where you're really going to grow in your horoscope is going to be in an area of self-development. Now, at the same time, you know, if we cast your solar return and the sun at that time is in like your 10th house, your midheaven, that place of career, what we're going to do in this lifetime, things like that, then we know that you're going to do some career growth throughout the year and probably shine and be very significant and successful in it as well. And so on and so forth. When we look at the 5th or we look at the 6th, 7th, if we're looking at the 7th house, it could definitely be a year where you're getting married or you're growing in relationship ideas and partnership ideas. So it's a really cool thing to kind of watch play out wherever the sun is placed in your solar return chart for the next year. Now, we have to be clear, we have to be very specific. I'm giving you guys a general interpretation of what this looks like and what it acts like and things like that. I mean, of course, it's going to really depend on what's going on in your personal charts, okay? And this is not considering any of the aspects that could be happening to the sun at the time that we're pulling this chart. So I'm telling you, it's a very, very bare bones, easy, nothing too fluffy kind of explanation, but just something so that you guys can understand what we're doing when we're moving in that direction, what we're doing when we're working with a solar return, and how significant it truly, truly is. So that brings me to why it is important to have your full chart done and to understand it a little bit, and then also to do your solar return if that's something that you would like to do, because you really do synthesize the two charts and put them together, right? Because then you have to look at what's actually going on. Now, in your full natal chart, where is your ascendant? Where is it at? Okay, where is your rising sign? Okay, so now we look at the solar return chart and what's rising for you at the time of your solar return. And then where is that sign in your full natal chart? Because it's going to tell us different things. Because remember, you know, when we're looking at the ascendant, this is a manifestation, right? It's an outward manifestation. So if when you were born, you were manifesting something over here in Virgo, but now as you're rising, you're manifesting something in Leo in your first house. Do you see what I mean? Things can get really, really different in terms of how we're going to interpret the information. So really, too, the other thing to think about is that in that, we want to look at all the new conjunctions and aspects that are coming up with that as well. Because really, you can usually look back in your life and see big significant things that happened. You graduated school, you got married, you had a baby, you had a significant death, things like that. Comparing both the full chart and the solar return chart, you can usually look back and see how your solar return chart was really kind of on the money with telling you some things that were coming, some major shifts that were happening, and then also help you to look towards the future. You know what I mean? So that you can participate in creating the most authentic life for you and for the world out there, for you to give back to the world. And so that you can also, nobody is going to be pain-free. Nobody's going to be anything free like that. But you also can navigate these things with a little bit more ease. And I always tell people, I think that the solar return is so important because it's so personal. Yes, you have your full natal chart. Love it. You got to have it. But when you get a solar return, I mean, it is your personal new year. It's your personal chance to participate in creating something different going forward and heal the wounds from the past and things like that. So I wanted to talk briefly about that with you guys. I'm sorry this video is longer than I intended it to be, but hopefully that makes some sense. And if you are looking to get your solar return done, which is the snapshot of your year coming up, very personally down to your degree and birth time, you can definitely do that at stormiegrace.com. Just go over there, go under Astro Charts, and you can buy it, or you can do it, you know, yourself if that's something that you're skilled in doing. And if you are skilled in doing, you know that it's very, very significant. So, all right, guys, like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye, guys.